Cameroon's president ordered the closure of 100 Christian churches. He should have ordered the closing of 1,000. The Pentecostal pastors are saying that he has insecurity about these churches. He should. He's using the military to permanently shut down all Pentecostal church denominations in the national capital. The Northwest region capital, Bamenda, which has the largest Christian population in Cameroon. More than 50 churches have now been closed, with government targeting 108 other regions. He says we will get rid of the so-called Christian Pentecostal pastors who misuse the name of Yahweh, who abuse this white Jesus concept and perform fake miracles, killing citizens in their churches, killing people in their churches. He said they have outstretched their liberty. Come on now. Nearly 500 Pentecostal churches in Cameroon, but fewer than 50 are illegal, he added. Come on. A 9-year Christian girl collapsed and died during a prayer session in something called Winter Chapter. It's a Pentecostal church in Bamenda. The girl's mother, Mère Teresa, told CNN Wednesday that the pastor intended to cast out numerous demons that were in control of her daughter's life. Do you see the dangers of this spookism? The dangers of having this mystery guy, how far they have went with this, to they killing people in their churches in Africa. See, we need to get as smart as the president of Cameroon and start shutting down some of these churches in our community. That's going to scare some people. I know. Some of these churches, let me correct that. All of these goddamn churches in our community need to be shut down. They are teaching a mystery God that constantly misleads the people, and you can never bring the people to consciousness while the lie is simultaneously going on. If you're going to bring the truth, you must also destroy that which propagates the lie. That's going to hurt some people because their parents, grandmothers, and aunties is all up in the church. So they're saying, oh, man, I don't know, I can't, blah, blah. The churches need to be shut down. Our people are not going to wake up while this bullshit, this mystery bullshit is continuously being taught. We must put an end to the mythology, that which, the escapism that allows people not to accept reality, unify, empower themselves, and deal with the enemy and deal with the situations and circumstances that are before us. Another Christian, Maving Thomas, said his marriage ended abruptly when a Pentecostal pastor ordered his wife to dissolve their union. He said the pastor described him as an unrepentant devil. They are using church and destroying marriages right up in the church. You go in there to get married, they're destroying your marriages because what's happening in the church? Your wife is getting pimped back to you by your pastor because he uses the woman to make us conform to white supremacy and white Jesus. Some men are stronger, like my father. My father just didn't go to church. My mother would go every Sunday. She was a Baptist. He wouldn't go. He never went. Some of you all's parents and fathers don't go. Some of you all let your woman go to church, and you don't go. Professor Larry, let your woman go to church, but the ultimate object of the pastor is to use the woman to get you back in the church, to get you back under white supremacy, because there's no separation of church and state. The purpose of the church is to get you back under a state. That's why you have to wear a corporate suit to church, because you represent the corporation of the state. The politicians and the pastors work hand in hand. Eventually, the pastors will become politicians. Obama in the church, politicians close to the pastors. That's a fact. There's no separation in church and state. The purpose of the church is to put you under the state. That's why they say, render unto Caesar what is Caesar's. Why are they teaching you that in church? They're teaching you to pay your taxes and be under the white man. This is what they're teaching you in the church, to go along with things, take a passive approach. And as soon as we get into revolt against the white supremacy institutions and government, they go right to the pastors, like they did in Florida recently with the Trayvon Martin thing. They go right to the pastors and tell the pastors, look, tell the people to be quiet. Tell them to calm down now. Tell them don't do nothing. This is what they're going to your pastor, and your pastor's participating because he has no revolutionary spirit, because he's eating too good. The neck bones taste too good. The little stuff that the master's throwing off his table is just too good. So he says, yeah, y'all calm down. Don't do nothing. That's why we didn't have a big a big insurrection and a big riot and a big protest in Florida like it should have been, because the pastor, he knew who to go to the pastors. The pastor is helping with the white man's disaster on black people. He went to the pastor and said, calm them niggas down. Don't let them niggas do nothing. So the pastor works for the state. He's an employee of the state. That's a fact. That's what all the money that they was giving out a few years back. They start giving out money to pastors. I forgot what you call that, the money that they was giving out. But it was a special lump sum of money that they give to preachers just to stay in the bed good with them. And then if you study the Rex 84 plan, you know, they in that plan, the King Alfred plan, dealing with the Rex 84, they're actually telling them to go, all the government to go to the pastors and round up all the people to lead them right into the concentration camps. Yeah, the church works for the state, and back to my point, the church is pimping your woman back to you because it's set up to appeal to the woman, right? And bring your woman brings you to the white God to bring you back to the white Jesus. That's the ultimate objective. You want to marry me, you got to go to the church, you got to bow down to the white man. If you don't want to go to the church and bow down to the white man, we're going to have some problems in our relationship within our marriage. Matter of fact, we don't even have a real marriage unless the church, the state, the government, white supremacy, approves of it. So your church is the strongest, one of the strongest dimensions of white supremacy, and is the dimension of the government. It's just an extension of the government. There's no separation between church and state. The church is just a smooth way of getting your ass to co-sign, volunteer back into white supremacy. Pastors marched against the government, though. These pastors marched in Cameroon. In Bamenda and Douala, pastors said that our government sees the mass proliferations of the churches as a threat, and he should. So I congratulate that. Shut these goddamn churches down. Schools that were shut down in Chicago, those schools should have been shut down because they're teaching nothing but foolishness, nothing but lies to our people. Some people fighting, I can't believe they're shutting these schools down. They should shut them all fucking down. We'll learn. We've been learning since the beginning of time. Our people will learn. The more schools they shut down, the more revolutionaries will rise up on the streets. The more radicals that will wake up on their own and realize that, wait a minute, you got all our bread over there and we're going to get it back. That's all that's going to happen. Don't get caught up into this idea of the education system and the public food system. If that goes down, if they shut down the food system, then we'll have to start getting smart. We'll get smart real quick. But while the food system is going, we're being indoctrinated into foolishness, and that's why society continues to go the way it is. But they shut down a lot of schools in Chicago here recently. Now they need to start shutting down these goddamn churches, because then we'll have nothing but people waking up, radicals and rebels walking up the streets. That's a fact. Don't let that scare you. That is our heaven is the white man's hell. I had to touch on that blog. I thought that was valuable. Shutting down schools. So Africa has some progress, shutting down churches, 100 churches, and I think he's going for more. That's progress. Get this white man up off you. Get this white Jesus up off of you. Get this Christianity up off of you. A lot of other religions need to go too, but that's a whole nother radio show.